Hi guys. Hello again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and support. If possible, join my membership. Guys, I guess the one thing we can all agree with is the world is tired.
Cultivated this air of mystique and magic as well.
Certainly has. The pomp and pageantry has delighted. The divine rights have divided, and now with an estranged prince living in Montecito, the smoke and mirrors of the institution are slowly coming undone. In a hospital in California, a dancing Duke and Duchess. Meghan and Harry twerking in the delivery room. It's a far cry from how we're used to seeing the royals. Kate and Diana introduced their children to the world on the steps of the Lindo Wing. While Meghan and Harry chose privacy when it came to their children, until now. Let's go. Since launching her Instagram, the Duchess has peeled back the curtain, giving the public new access to her life in California, one dancing video at a time.
If your baby mama, she gon' be baby mama.
Oh, that's fine.
We're tackling all the big topics
I
this
quite
morning.
liked it.
I quite liked it too.
Yeah.
And I'm, like many people, a little bit conflicted when it comes to the Sussexes. I
Okay.
spent a lot of time outside that Montecito gated community covering them after Megxit over in the US. But look, let's bring in royal commentator Victoria Arbiter live in Melbourne to discuss. Victoria, can I ask you, as we just revealed, we both kind of liked the video. I think it was an interesting zag from Meghan and Harry. How's it being received, though, over in the UK?
Good morning to you. Well, I wish I had better news for you, but this has not been well received in the UK. Granted, the couple have a legion of fans, and as far as their fans are concerned, they can absolutely do no wrong. But in terms of the press and the wider public, people have been...
I wasn't going to interrupt her, and I'm going to talk about her in the end, but she has literally just contradicted herself. She just said it was not well received in the UK. How the hell do you know? And she's speaking for, and she's also said that she's speaking for the press and the wider public, while also acknowledging that Harry and Meghan have a legion of fans. None of these things correspond with each other. They make no sense. She's literally contradicting herself word for word. I'll keep quiet.
Somewhat horrified. I have to say, when I first saw it, I thought it was AI. I thought there's no way this is real, and in this day and age, you really have to look closely to see if things are authentic. But it's interesting because back in January 2020, following the Sandringham summit, in which the Queen set some pretty firm boundaries, it was going to be possible for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex moving forwards with their life in California. They went with the royal family's blessing. Buckingham Palace released a statement, and in that statement, they said that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had clearly emphasised the fact that they would uphold the values of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. You cut to the newspaper images, and it's Meghan with her dress hitched in a squat position, and those don't really align with the values of the late Queen. Now, I think everyone would agree that Harry and Meghan are entitled to have fun. This is a deeply private, personal moment waiting for the birth of your first, second, third child, whatever it is. I don't think anyone would begrudge than that. I just question the wisdom in releasing this to the public.
I don't know. It's just so normal.
I know, for once I actually felt like
come on.
Meghan was relatable. A woman that I don't think most women
I
find
mean, it's
that
easy
relatable.
for me to say from afar, but I would say get over yourselves. Like,
What, Meghan and Harry?
No,
or
to
the UK generally?
The UK press. I'm livid.
Here's the thing
I'm livid. I mean, the late Queen did used to say, never complain, never explain. I mean, how do you think the King reacts when he sees videos like this?
I suspect the King is rather befuddled, bemused, exasperated. I think the point here I struggle with a little bit is that Harry and Meghan they never said that they wanted total privacy. They just wanted to be in control of what they released to the public. Fair enough, particularly as private citizens that have left the royal family. But for a couple that have been absolutely plagued with negativity and scrutiny on their every move, these types of videos just rather invite further commentary. And that's the part that I find rather confusing because...
Yeah, guys. It's like Harry and Meghan are using their superpowers to force my hands to type and react to every single thing they do. It's like Harry and Meghan are using their magical superpowers to force me to come and pass commentary on Australian TV because I am a lying psychopath who lost her pretty well-funded, respectable role with CNN 3 or so years ago because I chose to, give commentary on an interview that hadn't been aired yet. Yeah, it's like Harry and Meghan are making me do these things, guys. Stop them. Stop Harry and Meghan from making me do these things. Like I said, I'll speak about Victoria Arbiter after I'm done with this video.
Yes, I think they want attention. Yes, I think you're right. They want to be relatable. They want to be likable. I think to some degree they're trying to get a reaction from the royal family. That reaction is unlikely to come. But it comes down to branding here. And Meghan has really tried to position herself as a global ambassador for goodwill, somebody who champions women's rights, equality for people all over the world. And this just kind of undermines that.
What?
I'm with you. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's relatable. But when you're trying to position yourself sort of in this dignified position, this confuses the message.
Talking about branding, Victoria, I mean, the modern monarchy is facing a pretty uncertain future. How do the younger royals play this going forward? Do they maintain that upheld, outstanding image, or do they, do they share a little bit more of themselves? What is the path forward for them?
It's definitely a delicate balance because if you reveal too much, that kind of blows up the air of mystique that is required. But you have to reveal just enough that is going to make them continue to be relatable. And I think it's definitely been a steep learning curve. Social media has been a learning curve for corporations the world over. And at the end of the day, the institution of monarchy is a business as well. But as I mentioned, it is a fine line because the royal family are above celebrity. They are not social media influencers, and so they do need to maintain that air of mystique, but they have to reveal just enough that continues to make them appealing. I think William and Kate have done a pretty good job with that. That's not to say there haven't been mistakes. Catherine was criticised recently for a video that she shared that was celebrating nature. There's going to be 3 more of those over the coming year.
Why?
So it's a constant give and take, but really, ultimately, what you've got to do is make sure that the headlines remain positive and that they promote the work of the monarchy. And that's where
it's
Harry and Meghan
2025.
struggle.
I mean, it's not the 1800s. Come on. I mean, everyone's using social media. I just feel like we should celebrate people being themselves. And if
they want to be relevant,
so be it. No? What's next for the
Yeah.
Sussexes? A royal reality show, maybe?
I think some might say they've already done that with their Netflix documentary. We've kind of seen more of the Sussexes than anyone had ever anticipated, particularly for a couple that are quite guarded when it comes to their private lives. I think at this point, the most important thing for the Sussexes is really to surround themselves with a team that has their best interests at heart, not people that are keen to promote themselves or yes men that are just kind of eager to be liked by the Sussexes. On top of that, the Sussexes have to listen because yes, Clint, I hear you. I understand this is not the 1800s anymore, but as any brand will say, you want to maintain positive headlines, and that is where Harry and Meghan are falling short.
Okay, there you go. I quite like them.
I like them more this week, I got to say. I think we've hammered that home, that we're kind of on board with this. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall when King Charles first laid eyes on that video. We'll never know his reaction.
Okay, so let's talk about Victoria Arbiter. If you guys caught what I said at the middle of this video, Victoria Arbiter in 2022, her father, Dick Arbiter, that name suits him, Richard Fitzwilliams, that pretentious sounding prick that is a royal commentator that's always giving stupid, him and Hugo Vickers are the same, just like his affecting accent is so annoying. And I think one more person, Ingrid Sewer, that hound dog looking old cow with that ridiculous wig she keeps wearing. They gave an interview to a bunch of pranksters just before, literally a day or two before Harry and Meghan's interview was going to air, right? They hadn't heard anything from the interview. They hadn't seen any transcripts. Nothing came out. But they were pranked by these 2 guys on YouTube who are quite popular into giving royal commentary as a way to expose how the so-called world of royal commentary in the UK works. A bunch of people who have some sort of title that gives them some sort of authority on the ins and outs of the royal family. And yeah, Victoria lost her job because in the UK you can lie and do what you like as a journalist. In America, I think to some extent they have higher standards. Now Victoria has not gotten over the fact that she lost her job on CNN as the on-site royal commentator. She went into this mini tirade. She's been bitching and complaining about it since then. I want you people to understand that this woman used her own hand to cause this problem for herself. She knew she had a job on CNN. She knew that the American way of dealing with journalism is not British, especially when it comes to the royal family. They do not tolerate people who just lie unless you are on specific channels that allow that. Fox News Nation, they have certain standards. She was fired because the backlash that came from that interview was delicious. And yeah, she hasn't moved on. I'm actually a bit surprised to see her here, but I guess Australia is the only place she can be, not that no other reputable place would hire her. And yeah, hearing from Victoria is just, again, I think she's a very good barometer for a lot of the British media commentary. Their absolute refusal to see what is happening in front of them. Guys, let me just keep it simple. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do, how many lies you tell. Meghan being back on Instagram is the very quick, very fast, very effective counter to all the misinformation, lies, nonsensory, BS, all of the stuff that has been going on for years is done now because Meghan is back on Instagram. She doesn't have to respond to every nonsense all of you say just by posting videos and the pictures she and her husband are comfortable sharing with the world. She's setting her own narrative. Her marriage is not on fire. Harry and Meghan are not breaking up. Whether they're not moving into different places, I don't even know where that one came from. Meghan's business is not suffering. Human beings lie. Man lie, women lie, haters lie, numbers do not. How can you say somebody's business is failing when their business sold out and when their entire inventory, tens of thousands of stock of inventory sells out in 45 minutes? How can you say somebody's marriage is ending when you can literally, when it literally looks like Harry is chasing his wife around his house, shagging her everywhere available? How can you say they're not happy together when they can do a silly baby mama dance in preparation of the arrival of their child? How can you say they are breaking up when the videos they post of their family, protecting their privacy, by the way, you see them out and about with their children, living a wonderful life in Montecito, going to Disneyland, just being happy? And I love the way that guy reacted. He was like, I like them. Even the hater man was like, I like this video. It's charming. It's human. I can relate to it. And that is the beauty of it. Right? And let me remind everybody again, Harry and Meghan are private citizens. They don't work for you, Vicky. They don't owe you a damn thing. If Billy Idol and Kate want to sit down at home and pretend that they are doing things while eating our taxpaying money, that's up to them. But Harry and Meghan said, look, I don't live here anymore. I don't work for you. So I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. I can share what I want, when I want, how I want, with whom I want. And this idea of, they should hire people who would tell them the truth instead of yes men. Victoria Arbiter, I want to remind you that you got fired from CNN. You went on, was it The Telegraph? And I think you only got that article because Camilla Tominey likes you. Whining and bitching and complaining that you were trying to sue the pranksters on YouTube who ruined your life because you can't get work. The money that you were making before is done, is gone. You've got nothing. You have to come on random Australian networks to be giving useless commentary. That is your career now. So it's fascinating to me that somebody who probably makes maybe, 30K a year, thinks she has any advice to give a multi-millionaire, very popular member of the royal family. Your advice is for yourself. Since you have advice to give, give that advice to yourself and go and find something to do. You are a loser. And for the host, that lady that says she goes to stalk Montecito looking for royal press, I hope you feel stupid now. I hope people are waking up. Wake up. The media lies aren't working anymore. Nobody is buying it. The narrative has been destroyed. Harry and Meghan being on social media, they tell their story how they want, when they want. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you agree that the world, even the haters, have to admit that it's not working anymore? This campaign isn't working anymore. It's sad now. Do you guys agree? Please let me know in the chat. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. I love you guys. I'll try and do a live I think tomorrow. Sorry, on Tuesday. I know Megan isn't releasing any new episodes, but I think something new is coming. But I'll try and do a live then. Take care, guys. Bye.